welcome back to the channel. We are going to discuss on self with small s, self with bigger s, dot type and dot self. For this part, we are going to discuss on self only, and we'll continue to the next parts on the other ones. So you must be knowing the basics of Java and C++. There we have the keyword called as this. So this keyword means that it holds the current context. That same role is played by self here. So it's the current instance. It is the instance or the property of an instance. It can be an object of a class or object of a structure. So let's jump into the example and see two use cases where we can use self. However, there are many, but two basic examples to show you how it is used in Swift. So I am on the Xcode right now, and what you see here is a very basic view controller. If I click on this connect button, I come to this action, and that is it. So if I have to give a very basic example of it, what I can do is let me create one more class here, a class called as account, and there is an enum which gives two type of accounts. One is saving and the other is current. So initially I have assigned the account type as current and the account number as this one. Now let me create the default initializer for the account, and you might see that it will automatically create this one. So this initializer is nothing but the constructor to the account. So when I have to call this class account from this view controller, I will call it as where acc equals to account type. Maybe I will say the account type is saving and maybe a random account number. So what this will do is it will pass on the account type and account number to the default initializer, and then here what I'm doing is I'm assigning the account type, this one, to what is coming from the parameter. But the compiler is complaining because it is not able to identify that this account type is whether it is this one or it is this one. So it is ambiguous to the compiler right now. So how we can correct this is, because when we create the account class, then the current context lies inside this class, and this current context, as we have already discussed, is represented by the self keyword here, the self keyword with a smaller s. So we can say that on the current context, self.account type and self.account number. So now it knows that okay, it is referring to the account number within the class account and not the account type which is passed in the parameter. So another way to explain this is, let me create a function called as func1, and say for example I have a variable here called as hey, whose value is high. And what happens if I say self dot hey equals to hello? You would notice that it is giving an error, and it says that value of type account has no member as hey. So when we say that the current context is this class, so it is finding in the scope of this class, not inside the function scope. So if we remove this from here and write it here, so this works perfectly fine. And if we want to declare this inside the function, then we have to use it as a local variable. So once this function is gone, this variable is also gone. So this is one very basic example of. So let's go through the another example for small self. And for that I have created one more view controller, and very basic this view controller, just that I've created the protocols here, and then I have assigned one variable to this protocol value, and then I'm trying to access these functions with the help of this variable. That's on this side of view controller 1. Okay, on the other side, if you see in the view controller, what I'm doing is when we click this connect button, I'm just creating the instance of the view controller 1. What this get instance is doing internally, it is just creating the storyboard instance and getting the view controller instance through identifier. We will see that in the when we go to the bigger self example. And then I'm navigating the push and pushing this VC. So let's and these are, and I've used this protocol, the protocol which I created here. I'm using this protocol here. So what I'm expecting is when I click on this button, this function should get called. So let's see what happens here. I'll put one debugger here also. Okay. So now I click on this button. You see the button has been clicked. Let's go down. We navigate. We go to the next view controller. We call the delegate val, but you see that it did get navigated, but the get val function did not get called. Why is that? Let's see again. Okay, let me connect. Let me go ahead and let's see what the value of delegate is here. So delegate is right now nil. It's pointing to nowhere. So we need to assign some instance to this delegate or some class instance so that it can point to that class instance. So for that, what we can do is when we are pushing it, we can say vc.delegate equals to self. So this self is nothing but the view controller's instance. So we are giving the access of this view controller to this view controller 1 variable. Let's check if what happens here now. Let me run it again. Okay, let me hit the connect button. Now just notice what is the self address here, 7b60. Okay, let's go again. Let's go down there, go to the VC delegate. You would notice that now delegate is pointing to the same memory address which this current context has. This means now delegate has the access of this current context by this self keyword. And let's see what happens when we try to get val here. You will see that this function gets called. Before I move to the another example, let me first, I just forgot to tell you this, that say for example, in this view controller, in this protocol, we have allowed access to two functions. That is, we have as a blueprint, we have get val and set val. So if we have a function called as, say for example, update val, you would notice in view controller that it won't be able to access the update val because the access given to this delegate through the self instance is bounded by this protocol. So which is why we use protocol programming, and that's a separate topic. So it is a kind of the highest level of abstraction we can do in Swift. Although it's not completely abstract now because we can implement it in extensions. So considering the length of the video, I'm stopping this here. Don't forget to watch the part 2 of this, wherein I will explain the self with a bigger S, and then we'll come to know the difference between these two. Further in the parts, we will see the dot type and dot self. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Thank you for watching.